Good afternoon. My name is Kirk Irons, Intercontinental Kirk Anthony on Instagram. Thank you for coming. That's fucking interesting, man. That's fucking interesting. And today, we're going to talk about BMI, Body Mass Index, right? So what is BMI? Okay, BMI is supposed to tell you if you're fucking fat or not, right? So the BMI formula is it takes your height and your weight, divides it by 3. I don't know. It divides it somehow, and it's supposed to tell you if you are overweight or obese. Okay? So the BMI formula came about by some French dude in the 19th century. It's old as fuck. Okay? And mainly the goal of it was to figure out across the country, what the average size of a person was. Okay, so man or a woman, take their height divided by their weight, and it tells you what the average is. Okay, so they've come up, with the formula, it came up, if you were a certain weight with a certain height, if you were over, I want to say like 30, if your BMI was 30 or more, you're obese. Okay. Well, this formula is flawed because it doesn't factor in body fat percentage. Okay. Where you're going to have issues is your body fat percentage. If you have a body fat percentage higher than 35%, then you are going to be more predisposed to chronic illness. Okay. If it's under, if you're in the 30s or something like that, you're probably on the high end. You got to be careful. Under 30, be all right. You're probably fat fuck, but at the same time, you probably don't have really much health risk. Okay, so the reason I wanted to do this particular TED Talk is because I was talking to some friends, and they were so concerned about their weight, and they were talking about they went to the doctor, and the doctor said with their height and their weight, their BMI was high, and that they were overweight. And I was like, you're not fucking overweight. Like, I'm trying to figure out, and it occurred to me that doctors are probably reinforcing women's fascination or obsession with weight. Okay, it's not about your weight. Okay, it's about your body fat percentage. Okay, but if you go to the doctor, you listen to a motherfucker like me. I don't got no fucking PhD, right? So you probably listen to me. You're like, take it with a grain of salt. But you go to see your doctor, who's has a PhD and he's a doctor, right? You're gonna probably put more value into what they say. Only they don't understand the ins and outs of nutrition. They can prescribe you some shit, and they're specialized in a certain field. They're not specialized in what I'm telling you about. And I was willing to say that for not all doctors, and I'm not saying I'm a fucking doctor, okay? I'm not saying I'm a fucking doctor. I'm not saying that I'm an expert. I have some expertise, but I'm not saying I'm an expert. But when it comes to this shit, I know more than what the fucking doctor's telling me, okay? One time I took my son, I took my son to the doctor with his mother, and my son was kind of chubby at the time, right? We were like, yo, what could we do? He's like, have him eat more fruits and vegetables. Like, what the fuck? Even at that point, I was like, this motherfucker don't know what they're talking about. Have him eat more fruits and vegetables. Like, how the fuck is that going to control anyway? So, I'm thinking that this is where the fascination with weight is being reinforced. People thinking they need to lose weight so that their BMI will come down. Instead of your BMI, go get your body fat percentage checked. Okay? For aesthetic purposes, meaning for how you look. For a female, you probably want to be under 20%, probably closer to 15. If you want to be like ripped up, closer to 10. Okay? For a man, you probably want to be, for abs and shit, you want to be below 11. Okay? That's what it is. Health-wise, if you're not over 35%, if you're not 35%, let's just say 30. Let's say 30% body fat. If your body fat is under 30%, you don't have to worry about health risks. You're healthy. Okay, you're in probably what's called the optimal range. Okay, you're healthy. If you're about 30% and below, it's more about aesthetics at that point. It's not really about your health. Okay, 30% to 35%, you need to start watching what you eat, working out. Maybe 35% and up, you definitely need to get a hold of yourself. Get control of your fucking self. Okay, so as far as the weight and as far as the BMI is not going to take into consideration if I'm 6 foot 220 pounds and this guy's 6 foot 220 pounds, but he never works out, he's inactive. His body fat percentage might be 28, 30. My body fat percentage at 220, 6'1" might be fucking even 12%. Okay? I might be fucking shredded, you know what I'm saying? And be 220, 6'1", and it's lean muscle mass. I'm not obese. But if you were to track us both only by the BMI, we would both be obese, over 30% according to the BMI. You understand? So the BMI is not going to give you an accurate measure of your health. Okay? So disregard your weight, disregard the BMI. It's outdated, it's bullshit. Okay? It's flawed. It's a flawed system. Okay? It's a flawed formula. Try not to concern yourself with weight. Now, obviously, you can track your progress with weight, but your actual weight, there's no good or bad. Okay, so I've had people sometimes they come in to get their, their body composition done. That's how we track some of my online clients or my in-person clients. It's one of the factors, one of three. Weight, circumference, and body fat percentage, which we use the calipers to pinch. Okay, but the first time we do it, I'll take their measurements, take their body fat and their weight, and they'll get on the scale and be like, "Oh man, I'm too fat." Well, we don't know that. There's no weight that is good or bad or whatever. It's all in relation to your body fat percentage and your lean muscle mass. Okay, so stop obsessing about your weight. Stop obsessing about your weight. Stop obsessing about your weight. You can track your weight, but stop obsessing about your weight. The BMI is none of your concern. Go get your body fat percentage checked. Okay? That's fucking interesting, man. It's fucking interesting.